Well, good afternoon. I wanted to continue my episodes on answering questions about what I'm doing right now as it relates to Ibummerang. Ibummerang is a technology company that has as its main product travel. And we are adding things every month, and every month of the year we will add certain things that can save you money. And the first thing is, of course, the travel portal, and that is we give that away free to customers to be able to save 10 to 35% on their travel. When you save money, I make money. What an interesting concept. And this company really probably in the next 5 years has the ability to be a $50 billion company. Now think about that. Think about investing your money. Some of you have invested, some of you have really really done a good job with your investing money. But think about getting into a business where everybody who comes in after you, you get a piece of what they do. Now think about that concept. That concept is mind-blowing when you think about it. And for a guy like me who doesn't really have any retirement to speak of, this really got my attention when I first looked at it. This is not pie in the sky. It's not get rich quick, as I've mentioned. But it is something that in the next 3 to 5 years, you really can build massively by just customer acquisition. That is giving free travel codes away to people. And it's going to take some time. People look at you like you got 10 heads. It's too good to be true, all the rest. But, people are starting to get the concept. And we're the 10th fastest growing company in the world. Now think about that. The 10th fastest growing company in the world. We're in over now 130 countries of the world. And it's something that you can really get be a part of for a minimal amount of an investment, and it pays for itself, and it'll pay for itself 1,000 times over if you just give it some time. Let me share with you some questions that people have asked me about this. And once again, I'm a pastor and I'm a hospice chaplain. I love what I do. This isn't replacing what I'm doing, but it is something that's going to build a retirement income that I'm going to be able to do some other things that I would like to do in ministry that I haven't been able to do simply because of financial reasons. So that's my why. The first question somebody asked was, how can I make money if I partner with Ibummerang? Now that's a simple question. You make money in two ways with this company. Number one, you make money through customer acquisition. What is that? It simply means that you gain customers, but we do something differently. We don't gain customers by making them spend anything. We give free travel codes away. And when they take a trip and they save money on their trip, we make 50% of what they save. Okay, that's how I make money, okay? And most people don't have a problem with that. They're going to spend money anyway on travel. The question is, who are they going to book with? Are they going to book with Expedia or Priceline or somebody else or a travel agency, whatever? The truth of the matter is, if you're not married to those things, why not save 10 to 35% off of those who are on the internet? Why wouldn't you do that, right? And so when you take a trip and save $1,000, I make $500. Now, could you imagine if I had 200 or 300 or 400 customers or 1,000 customers? And by the way, that's not pie in the sky. That's possible. In fact, in 6 short months, there's at least 100 people in our company that have over 500 customers. But if you had 300 or 400 or 500 customers and they were taking trips intermittently, you can imagine how that income would accrue. Okay, 100 customers saving them at least $600 a year, and that's the average, and we would make $300. You can do the math. This is not magic, it's math. I would make $30,000 extra income to already what I'm doing. Now, could you use $30,000 extra a year? Of course you could. And that's the power of Ibummerang. Now, that's the first way you make money. The second way you make money is what most people don't like to do, but some do. And that is that we get customer getters. In other words, we reproduce what we're doing. We get people that say, hey, I want to do what you're doing, and I can get a team of people to do what you're doing and do what I'm doing. And when I do that, I get people to do the work, and I compound my work through a series or a network of people. See, network marketing really is getting a large number of people to do a little bit of work over a long period of time. Okay, that's the power of network marketing, what we call residual income. Okay, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But so I get people who want to get into the business with a small investment. They've always wanted to be in business. They love recruiting people. They love talking to people. They believe they can build a massive group of people to do what they do. And so that's another way that I make money in this business. And I'm glad that Ibuumerang is not built on that, because with my time, I don't really have a passion for that kind of thing. But interesting enough, when you share this to customers look at it and say, wait a minute now, can I make money doing this? Can I save, when they save money, can I make money? Well, then we offer them the opportunity, and of course they jump on it. So they're the two main ways that you make money, and that's a pretty simple concept when you think about it. There's not a whole lot of thinking when it comes to that. The second question is, I have never gone into business for myself. How about if I fail, right? We think about that, right? The average business, 90% of the businesses that traditional business people start fail in the first year. Okay, so the statistics are with that kind of thinking. But think about Ibuumerang. Why would you quit and why would you fail? Okay, the only reason why you would quit and fail at Ibuumerang is because you don't do anything. And I tell people all the time, if you're not interested in building the business, don't come into it as a business builder. Okay, just be a customer of mine. That's fine. Not everybody wants to build a business. Not everybody sees the need to do that. Okay, but you're not going to fail this business because it's a 3-step process. And we've mentioned it many times before. I'll mention it again. It's just 3 steps. Number 1, you hand out discount travel codes, which are exclusive membership codes that some people pay $5,000, $10,000 for. We give it out for free. You hand them out to people through the internet, through letting them know, through a code. You give it to them. That's the first step. The second step is they take the code, they book the travel, and they save money on travel. And by the way, we don't get paid until the product works. Okay, that's very important that we understand that. We don't get paid till the product works. We don't push lotions and potions and pills to people that it's not working. Okay, we can see tangibly that the product works when you save money. Now, if you don't save any money, we don't get paid. Okay, and to me, that's a powerful thing when you think about it. So we have a 100% guarantee in that example. So how do I fail? Well, the first step is to give the code. The second step is wait for people to go on a vacation and save money. And the third step is you get paid. Okay? You get 50% of what they saved. And we've mentioned that many times before. Okay? That is the business. All right? Now, let me ask you a question. How can you fail with that? Okay? Now, you might say, well, I didn't make the $5,000 a month that I was looking to get by December. Well, you could say you failed in that aspect, but you haven't really failed. Okay? You just didn't meet your goals. Okay? There's no way to really fail in this business. And by the way, customers are not going to quit. Why would they quit if they're getting savings on their travel? Now, they may not use it. They may forget about it, but you're always building a customer base, okay, by sharing the opportunity. So, how do you make money? How do you fail? You can't really fail at Ibuumerang. People are not going to quit, okay? And if you're a business builder, why would you quit if you're making money? Now, if you're not making money, maybe you quit. But here's the neat part. If I bring 10 people into my business and they all quit, guess what? All their volume comes up to me, and I make what they were making. Okay, that's pretty powerful when you think about it, okay? In other companies, if people quit, you lose out on the income, but not at Ibuumerang, okay? They came up with the idea that you're going to just be able to make the money that they were making, and that's a powerful tool when you think about the idea of quitting, all right? Now, the last question is, and I'm getting to my destination here, so I have to quit in a moment, but the last question that people ask me all the time is, what is this residual income that you're talking about, Pastor Chris? Residual income, all right? And I wrote this on my Facebook post today, so you can go to Christopher Gregas and read a little bit of a understanding of what residual income is in writing. But let me share with you what residual income is. Residual income is making money, okay, when you're not working, okay? Now, somebody might say, well, how's that work, Chris? And all of us know what it means to work and get paid, okay? We've learned that in a traditional job, you don't get paid unless you work, okay? And that makes sense. All right, so what do I mean by you getting paid for not working? Well, it doesn't mean that you've never worked, okay? Residual income is that you have worked at a time period in the past, okay? But what has happened is you've put the work in on the front end, and now you're making more money and working less. Now, that doesn't mean you have to work less, but you have the ability to do that, okay? In other words, you've put the time in and you've put the effort in on the front end to build a massive network of people to be able to do the work that you're doing when you're not doing the work. Does that make sense? Okay? It's what Jordan Adler calls beach money. It means that you can be on the beach for 2 weeks with your family and still be making money, but not tangibly working. Why? Not because you're lazy or because you don't have to work, but because you put the work in before and now you're reaping the benefits. It's kind of the idea of the principle of sowing and reaping. Okay, the Bible talks about sowing in one season and reaping in another. That's the idea of residual income when you think about it, okay? So residual income is the most powerful income there is. Regular job, you work and you get paid. If you don't work, you don't get paid. A traditional business, you make some money when you're not working, but you're tied to your business. You're tied to trusting people. You don't have really full-time freedom or financial freedom even owning a business. And by the way, getting into business is $65,000 on the average, okay? In network marketing or residual income, you have time freedom and financial freedom once you do the work, okay? So I want to get to a point where I have that time and financial freedom to be able to do what I would like to do, to be able to not have to take a salary from a church, okay? To be able to give the missions work, to be able to help my family, to be able to serve the Lord in other areas, to be able to write more and not have to worry about financial, to be able to do the things that I want to do, okay? That's time freedom and financial freedom. And the Bible talks all about the idea of leaving a financial legacy to your family, okay? And so that's what this is all about. So residual income. If you don't have residual income, you're missing out, okay? Because residual income gives you the ability to do some of the things that you feel you would like to do or could do if you didn't have to worry about finances, okay? And I tell people all the time, you work on your job for your living and you work part-time on residual income for your fortune. Now, that doesn't mean all of us are going to be millionaires. All it means is we're going to have the disposable income in the future to be able to do things like pay down debt and pay things cash and be able to give to other people. And I don't know anywhere in the Bible that the Bible discourages that, okay? So there's 3 questions that I answered today. You can go back and listen to this again and get some ideas. But if you're interested in making money and you're interested in getting in a business that really you can't fail in, and you're interested in residual income, please reach out to me, okay? Reach out on my Facebook. I am me. Send me, send something to my email. Say, look, Chris, I'd like to talk to you about this. And I'd be happy to chat with you and see what's best for you. All right? Well, I hope that's helpful, and we'll have more episodes in the future answering some other questions about Ibuumerang. But thank you for listening, and share this with somebody. And I will be back again at another time. God bless.